Hello, everybody. How's it going? I wanted to get into a topic that I've noticed what some type of narcissistic type of people tend to say, or people who feel that they're in power in some way, shape, or form. And they tend to like to use this type of wording whenever they're departing from your life, leaving a situation. They feel that they're leaving you high and dry in some way, shape, or form. And that is using the word unfortunately at key moments whenever the ending has occurred, the departure has occurred. They like to use the word unfortunately. Let me give you an example. When it comes to my ex, for instance, person I used to date years ago, when she was leaving and I was trying to beg for some type of reconciliation, some type of understanding, some type of sit down. And what she told me is that I needed to move on. And unfortunately, I just need to accept this situation. But there's something that she got wrong with that. And that is saying unfortunately. No, what she really needed to say, that was a mischaracteristic right there. What she really needed to say was, fortunately, I'm leaving your life. Fortunately, I'm allowing you to go. And I'm getting out of the situations where I can no longer confuse you anymore. I can no longer keep your heart in tangles anymore. I can no longer give you sadness on certain days. I can no longer give you stonewalling, silent treatments anymore. Fortunately for you, this is ending. That's what she really should have said, because you know what? When that situation came to an end, she went on about her business. Yes, it took some time to get used to it. It took quite some time to get used to it. But what it really did, ladies and gentlemen, is it helped me to rise like a phoenix. It helped me to truly get over the true hurt and sadness from it. Still, there's some things that are there's some traumas from that situation that still plague me to this day, but not nearly as much as when it was when I first got out of it. And it led to me to understanding my own awakening, my own rising like a phoenix out of the ashes, being completely burnt to a crisp with all the sadness, all the confusion, but then rising out of that and truly accepting my own destiny, though it may have taken some years to understand and to feel my way over the hills and the desolate lands of feeling alone. A lot of times I felt very lonely. But what came with that was understanding my own limitations, understanding my own good traits, the good traits that she got me to bury about myself and to make me feel as if my attempts of trying to make her happy, my attempts of trying to bring some type of happiness and joy to the situation were not all in vain, and that they were not bad traits. My love language is touch, words of affirmation, and gift giving. Those are three of my love traits. But she made me feel demonized for having those. She made me feel like it was too bad. It was not a good thing to have those things. But honestly, that's because she was just the wrong person for me. The right person will understand and love those traits about me. I understand that now. So, with this whole thing of unfortunately coming from her, she mischaracterized that. She should have said, fortunately, Chris, this is over and I'm leaving your life to allow you to truly understand who you are deep down inside. I'm leaving you because I obviously don't understand you worth anything. And I just simply wanted what I wanted when I wanted on my terms. The relationship was not designed for the both of us to be happy. It was never designed for the both of us to smile and have satisfaction. It was really truly meant for me to satisfy my past hurts and to give myself some sense of control, because I was hurt previously by an ex that I think I might need to go back to in some way, shape, or form. But that's okay. Another example was when I had a friend back in September. This is whenever that situation with Charlie Kirk had happened. And everybody was giving their opinions on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, about the said situation. And then I decided to go ahead and I gave my opinion. And I tried to give a very fair, balanced type of opinion about the situation. And I pointed out some of the inaccuracies and the irony of some of the things that have happened and how it parallels. Well, anyways, there is one friend that decided, a so-called friend who I've known for years, since I would say 2008, I would say. He didn't like what I had to say. He got very angry because I wasn't brown nosing the situation and I wasn't aligning myself with his other history revisionists that were trying to paint Charlie Kirk out to be an equal rights type of person, that he wanted equal rights for everyone, which is not true. That's not really true. That's not accurate. If you really want to look back on what he said, that's not true. He didn't believe in equal rights for everybody. I'm not lying on him when I say that. But anyways, because I did not go into brown nosing mode, this friend decided to take it upon himself to come at me in my personal comments and say, love is love, brother. And unfortunately, this is where we part ways. Now, he thought that he had enough pull in some way, shape, or form to kind of like get me to change my opinion, because when I said to him, okay, that sounds good, man, do what you gotta do. And he replied back saying, dude, I'm not kidding. I'm going to unfriend you if you don't change. I just went ahead and messaged him back again. I said, hey, like I told you, do what you got to do, and God bless you. And I went ahead and unfriended and blocked him on my part, so I don't have to worry about this unfriending, back and forth and stuff. I just blocked him and went on about my business, because what he showed me was that he was only friends with me if I was totally willing to parrot and repeat what he wanted me to say, along with other people that is around his clique and his group. And I am not to be controlled. I'm not a controlled type of individual. I'm a person that's in control of my destiny. And I am leading myself and going the way that I'm supposed to be going. And my spiritual guides are helping me along the way too, and are truly guiding me to my destiny. But he thought that if he would threaten to remove his friendship from me, that I would just kowtow and change my opinion about the situation, but I was not going to. And him using that, unfortunately, this is where we need to part ways. Again, for him, he needed to say, fortunately, this is where we need to part ways, because obviously we don't align. And obviously, I only want to be friends with you if you say things that I think you need to say. If you do things that I think you need to do on my time. No, that's not how this goes. Another example of someone using this word, unfortunately, would be a woman who I put faith into as far as a mentor, someone that's older than me, someone who I thought that had some type of wisdom to show me. And I did take kindly to her, I did. But something came up to where she wanted me to convert over to a certain religion to her. She wanted me to go to church with her to a specific place, at a specific church that I went to attend with her only a couple of times, and I felt like I just did not belong there. I didn't feel comfortable. And she wanted me to just completely forget my own path, because I told her, I'm like, hey, this isn't just for me. This just isn't for me. I have my own path that I'm walking. I have my own spiritual connection. Okay. But she said that that wasn't good enough. She decided to threaten me and threaten to remove her friendship from me as well. And she said, Chris, unfortunately, since you're, so dense about things, I'm going to have to remove myself from your life. And all I simply said was, well, I want to tell you something. First of all, this is not an unfortunate situation. This is truly a fortunate situation with what you're doing. If you can't be my friend because I don't align specifically with your particular preferred religion, then obviously we're not on the same path. We're not meant to be walking the same path together. And honestly, that is okay. Goodbye. Have a good life. She wasn't prepared for that. But you know what? These types of people are never prepared whenever someone is truly ready to let them go and say, fortunately, they're gone.